Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Got you back. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhire Nashya Prayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhagavati Nishtha. Tadaitan me janihi yathaham mandadhir hare sukam bhagdheya durbodham yosham bhavat anugraha.
Sukam Buddhaya Durbodham Yosha Bhavatanugraha Tadetan me vijani Tham mantat nare Ramana nare Sukam Buddhaya Durbodham Yosha Bhavatanugraha Yosha Bhavatanugraha Sukam Buddhaya Durbodham Yosha Bhavatanugraha
Tadeta, that same, may to me, vijanihi, please explain, yatha, so that, aham, I, manda, slow, he, whose intelligence, hare, oh my Lord, sukham, easily, buddhaya, may understand, durbodham, very difficult to understand, dosha, a woman, bhavat anugraha, grace. My dear son Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand and therefore feel transcendental happiness. My dear son Kapila,
My dear son Kapila,
after all,
I
I am a woman.
am.
It is very difficult for me
It is very difficult for me
to understand
to understand
absolute truth
the truth
because my intelligence
because I can
is not very great.
not very great.
But if you kindly
But if you are
explain it to me, even though I'm not very intelligent,
I am not very
I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Yes, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Knowledge of the absolute truth is not very easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent men. But if the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent the disciple may be, then by the divine grace of the spiritual master, everything is revealed. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura therefore says, Yasya Prasadat, by the mercy of the spiritual master, the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavat Prasadaha, is revealed. Devahuti requested her great son to be merciful towards her because she was a less intelligent woman and also his mother. By the grace of Kapila Deva, it was quite possible for her to understand the absolute truth, even though the subject matter is very difficult for ordinary persons, especially women. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Maitreya Vacha
Vacha
Viditvartam Kapilo Maturetham Jata Sehu Yatra Tanva Bijataha Tatvam Yata Pravadhanti Sankhyam Pravacha Vai Bhakti Vitana Yogam Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Veditva, having known Artham, purpose, Kapilaha, Lord Kapila, Matuhu, of his mother, Itham, thus, Jata Snehaha, being compassionate, Yatra, upon her, Tanva, from her body, Abhijataha, born, Tattva Amnayam, truth received by discrete succession, Yan, which Pravadhanti, they call Sankhyam, Sankhya philosophy, Pravocha, Provacha, he described why, in fact, bhakti, devotion service, vitana, spreading, yogam, mystic yoga. Sri Maitreya said after hearing the statement of his mother, Kapila could understand her purpose and he became compassionate toward her because of being born of her body. It described the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is combination of devotion service and mystic realization as received by disciplic succession. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Parshad Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tadetanme vijanihi yathaham mannadhir Hare Sukam buddhyeya dhurbodham Usha bhavat anugraha. My dear son Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you kindly explain to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand and therefore feel transcendental happiness. So, to receive transcendental knowledge, there are progressive, step by step, various steps given, around 20 steps given in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. And the first thing is Adambittam Amanitvam. We see that in our character. Receiving transcendent knowledge, it is not an academic exercise. It is not only a logical exercise. Prabhupada says it is submissive hearing. It is not only intellectual hearing. Just like when we go to lecture on any topic, any university, we know they are not submissive. So actually, we do not give spiritual knowledge. We can't even talk about anything to them. We just give them some bridge, science, spirituality, something, need for spirituality. But what it is, we cannot tell them. And neither they can receive it. It's not possible. Because the first two qualities are lacking. Adambittam amanitva. Therefore, sometimes when you go to the atheistic class of people, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came to South India, he met the Buddhists. So at that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not talking about the Shastra. He was arguing with them in logic, and he defeated their fundamental thesis, whatever they had. And then what happened was, the ordinary people also, when you're watching the Buddhists being thoroughly defeated, started laughing. Because there was in the Vedic time, India is different. There is a lot of appetite for spiritual hearing. Like today, there is appetite for football. People are watching it for hours and hours. There is appetite for that. But in the Vedic time, there was appetite for something else. There was appetite for spiritual hearing. They see a great saint has come, and some Buddhists want to discuss with him. And they are presenting their thesis, and it's thoroughly defeating them. So crowd, when he watched that, they got so thoroughly defeated, people started laughing. So it became a very big humiliation for them. So you see, even though Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not used the Shastra, so Prabhupada says devotees should be so intelligent. Not that they should be full. When the thing comes in logic and reason, they should be able to establish. And that's why Srila Prabhupada trained his disciples. He used to, many times when they are with him, either in the morning walk or traveling him in flight or train, when they are little cash free with him, he used to engage them in discussion. And he will take the role of a devotee, and they will take the role of atheist. And the argument will stand. And Prabhupada is very beautiful. You should study the Prabhupada conversations. You'll find them. And Prabhupada will enjoy banging their, destroying their atheistic ideas. And then he will reverse the role. Now I become an atheist. You become devotees. Let us argue. And then again he will defeat them. And they used to see a devotee has to be so intelligent. It is not that we should from all angles, we should be able to establish Krishna consciousness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that. When he was chanting and dancing in the streets of Varanasi. But when Prakash and the Saraswati the occasion to talk to them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thoroughly broke their Mayavadi concepts, thoroughly, exhaustively. Similarly, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Jagannath Puri, same thing happened. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was not ready in the beginning. And the devotional tenets, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated his Mayavada concepts. And then, when he got thoroughly defeated in Maya, then he said, okay, now I want to know what is the real thing. When he became submissive, then he explained. So this Adambitam Amanitvam is a primary area which is needed to reveal spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge cannot be revealed just like that. It's not a joke. We see the same thing happening in Bhagavad Gita also. In the first chapter, Arjuna was mumbling, fumbling. He was not listening. And Krishna was silent. He was rather pulling the legs of Krishna as a friend. Oh Madhusudana, you want me to kill my relatives? Oh Arisudana, you kill only enemies. Ari means enemy. And I'm supposed to kill my grandfather and teacher. You didn't do that. You didn't kill Ugrasena or Sandipani Muni. You didn't do that. You're asking me to do it. So like that, he is, indirectly using words in a very careful way. Oh Janardana, you want such a wholesale destruction of people here? You see how cleverly he is using the word. So Krishna was, as a friend, he is talking. Krishna is also talking like a friend. He's silent. He's silent. There is a statement which is talked in, if you read that book based on the Krishna book, where it says, description of autumn. So there it says the different nature, different things of nature, talk something about absolute truth. So sometime it says a river flows and sometimes doesn't flow. It's summertime, there's no water. So similarly, it says saints sometimes, Prabhupada says in the meaning, saints sometimes speak, sometimes they are silent. So when we go in the public and somebody is talking like a friend, how the weather is so nice. Yes, it is very nice. Be silent. True, if you are expert, you can find ways. Like Srila Prabhupada is to always find a way. One time he was waiting outside somebody's office and the clerk was making, accounting person was making his system. So Prabhupada says, whatever you do in service to Krishna is the credit and the rest is all debit. Taking always used to find some way to preach to people so that they can understand Krishna consciousness. But still, we are restricted till a person becomes adambitam amanitam. And we see that always. We have Arjuna also approaching Krishna and saying, yes, Krishna, I have fault. Please guide me. I am your student. Then Krishna guides him. Then you see after 2.7, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is opened up. Till that time, Krishna is silent. He's not only silent because the teacher we should be silent, he's also silent because Arjuna is not in a mood to hear. He's speaking, blabbering. In fact, that is an unfortunate thing. You go around meeting so many, rich people in the Bangalore city, and you go to them, they're so proud of having acquired some wealth, so proud of having Annamaya, Pranamaya, having secured their life, so-called, and having secured the food for themselves and the family. They are feeling so proud. They feel they are so successful. In fact, it is said in Bhavish Puran that Kali Yuga people will feel very, very, even in Bhagavatam it is said that Daksham, the person thinks he is very expert if he can maintain the family. Because in previous ages, maintaining family was not a big deal because it is agriculture-based life. So the land is always there outside the house. Do some hard work, you have food. Finished. And you don't have to even work 12 months. So people are actually very comfortable. They are food. We see in animal species, there is no so much struggle for maintenance. Eating, this problem is there common to even animals, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But they meet these problems in a much easier way. So a civilization means that these things should be much more easier than animals. See how beautiful argument Srila Prabhupada gives. Isn't this logical? Now you go to some place, this is even talkable point to even to an atheist. Civilization means the life should be such, it should become easier than the animals. Our eating, sleeping, mating, defending, the anxiety of that should be less than the animals, then it is civilization. Not that it is so much that we can't even talk about spirituality. You say today, this isn't the scenario today like that. That even Shankaracharya has already talked about that. He says, in the childhood, they're busy playing. You see, wherever you talk to youngsters, nowadays, they don't physically play. They're busy playing, watching cartoons and playing games. The wasted generation. Prahlad Maharaj never played. Narad Muni never played. But they are Paramhamsas. Nitya Siddhas, it's not possible for others. But then, when it becomes older, and the children, the boys and girls are hunting for each other. Taruniyava Taruna Raktaha, Shankaracharya's statement. And then Vriddha Tava Chinta Magna, when they become old, they are filled with so much anxiety about whatever they have developed. But who is there who's thinking about the spiritual subject matters? So the people have so much anxiety. They see the children's, even if suppose the children's become interested in spirituality, particularly when they come to so-called 9th, 10th class, so much anxiety develops. What to do? We have created such a civilization where there is so much anxiety for food. Now tell me any animal kingdom, any species has so much anxiety? They are much more peaceful actually, because they can meet these basic necessities very easily. Very easily. In fact, the anxieties will become so much predicted by Bhagavatam, the people from cities and go to the forest. Baba, common sense is dekho na. You are staying in city. For food and all, you have to do so much anxiety, so much anxiety. It is said in Bhagavatam that the king will start, the government will start plundering. It's already happening. This tag, that tag, this tag, they're plundering. Another way, robbing only, plundering only. They don't give any facilities and plundering. They give us more tax, more tax. And then people become so harassed. Previously, the system was 25% of your profit you can give. 25%. And the king gives you perfect protection and all the facility. You can give 25. You're supposed to give 25% of your profit. If there is no profit, no tax. But today, profit or no profits, give me tax. So people will be so harassed, it's predicted in Bhagavatam, that people will leave the cities and run away to the forest. Become much more peaceful. Much more peaceful. And this common sense, some people are getting, but they don't have proper guidance. Like Srila Prabhupada said, open huge farm communities. Because he didn't want people to be filled with so much anxiety about maintenance. So grow food, work hard, not that you sleep, work for, agriculture is a hard work. Many people don't like, but then they do not understand that if you don't work hard, then you have to, the easy lifestyle is killing them more. The diseases today are lifestyle diseases. To counteract that, they run on a treadmill or on the road like a monkey in the morning. So why not? Why not work in the field? Interesting. That hard work they don't like because it is not very respectable. Hard work is hard work. So anyway, the point is same. So if the society could have been designed in a way that food is not an issue and nobody will take pride in being successful to feed himself and his family members. It's not a big deal. Even a cat does it, even a dog does it, even a bird does it. So what's so being proud about it? You look at Devahuti now. She is a daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. Wow. Manu is the executive CEO of the universe, not small person, son of Brahma, and very, very powerful personality. Practically next to Brahma, the most powerful person in this universe. Shiva is also there, but overall, one of the most powerful personality in the universe is called Manavantara. The one duration of Brahma's day, he is the CEO. Very, very powerful post. Is she proud of that? No. Extremely beautiful. Is she proud of that? No. You think she is not knowledgeable? She is actually very, very knowledgeable. But that is not the way to receive knowledge. Adambitvam, amanitvam. She knows who is this personality in front of me. Incarnation of God. She knows that. He is not an ordinary personality. Let me hear spiritual knowledge from him. And she's taking a humble role. Please guide me. And what's the humble role? See, I am a woman. I may not be able to understand anything. I'm not so intelligent. So can you tell me in a way? I'll try to understand. How beautiful. How beautiful. You see, today in education system, and one thing, they don't give any knowledge. They teach you only skills in the name of knowledge. They cheat you. The biggest joke is, in the first year, or every year, they will have one day Saraswati Puja. Big puja will be there, as if they're going to teach knowledge. And after that, they teach only skills in the name of knowledge, as a cheating. Actually, we do not need these big buildings for all this, whatever they do. These buildings all can be used for giving knowledge. Skills you can give on the field. That is common sense. Why do I derive that? Because for Shudras, there was no college in the Vedic time. Because whatever education is given today, whatever line it may be, is Shudra education. You really do not need to waste so much energy. Put them on the field, they will learn. Anyway. So Adam Bitvam Amanitvam, they simply give them certificates. Just like, I'm not saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jada Vidya Maya Randhakara. The more people get this big certificate, the more they become proud. Actually, they don't know anything. Now, there was one personality who came to Srila Prabhupada, and Bob Cohen, perfect question, perfect answers. So he told Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I'm a teacher. Prabhupada looked at his face, you are a cheater. I said, Prabhupada, how would you say that? He said, yes, teacher means he knows. You don't know anything. I said, it's true. I don't know anything. That's why I'm asking you a question. The fact is, person doesn't know anything. Andha yata yupanin. Every day we say this. Blind leading the blind. So we should know where is real knowledge. Just like when Sri Chaitanya was discussing with the Buddha, whole town is collected here because they want knowledge. They were intelligent to know where there is knowledge. Now, Devahuti, you don't think she doesn't know. She knows how to cook chapatis. She has served her husband very nicely. True. She knows household items. Okay, so what is to be proud of? And she is daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. Do you think she doesn't know Ramayana, Mahabharata? Everything she knows. But still, she has a great quality that she is not proud of all this thing. It is said in Queen Kunti, beautiful prayers. Two things let us consider from that. One thing she says, Tatha Paramahamsa Nam Muni Nam Amalatma Nam Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartham Katham Pashyame Striya. We always quote this, so beautiful. She says that, my Lord, you are understandable to the Paramhamsas, Muni Nam, to the great thinkers, Amalatma Nam, to the people whose heart are so pure, Muni Nam, to the great, okay, Tata Paramahamsa Nam, Muni Nam, Amalatma Nam, such great people who are self-realized souls, such advanced people, you give them the science of pure devotion, Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartham. Katham Pashyame Striya. They say, how can I understand it? I'm just an ordinary woman. So similarly, the mode has been taken by Devahuti. She is not ordinary. Krishna is come as incarnation as a child Kapila Muni. And similarly, Queen Kunti is not ordinary. She is also not ordinary. She is also very exalted personality under Krishna. She is not ordinary. Sister of Vasudeva. She is extraordinary, but she is so humble. And then next, she says that if somebody is proud of this basic thing, then he is not entitled to spiritual knowledge. Janmeshwarya Shuta Shivi Edamana Madhapuman Na Eva Arti Avidatum by Tama Kinchana Gochara. Janma. If somebody is proud of the birth, now Devuti could have been proud of the birth. She was not proud. She is daughter of Swayambhu. Aishwarya, wasn't she opulent in her childhood? She was very, very opulent. Correct? And even though she was so opulent, she served her husband so menially. The husband was actually doing tapasya, and she was serving him in his tapasya. She became so lean and thin. Janmaishwarya Shruta, learned, yes. Shri, beauty. Yes, both are very beautiful. What are they proud of that? No, because they know these are not important. Now, are you going to show this in front of Krishna? Krishna, look at my birth is so great. Krishna will laugh. Your wealth, you're showing your wealth to Krishna. You're learning to Krishna. Your beauty to Krishna. We are joking that if the Vishnu Dutas come, we will look like some zombies because they're so beautiful. We will not be able to look at our face in the mirror in front of them. They're amazingly beautiful. They look like horrible. So what are we? We are look at the opulence of the spiritual world, unlimited. Chintamani prakara sadhama shukalpa vriksha. The floor is put with Chintamani jewels. What is the opulence? We can't even imagine. Learning, we don't know anything. The spiritual world, Satchidananda, full knowledge is manifest. And here we are in total ignorance. So which angle you will be proud? Suppose you meet a Vishnu Duta today. Now tell me, can you be anyway be proud of anything? Birth, he is in the spiritual world. We are born into the material world in ignorance. And he is in the spiritual world eternally with a body which does not change, which does not deteriorate. Can he be proud? Janma Aishwarya with opulence. Can he be proud? Shashti, he has all the opulence. It's not that when Jaya Vijaya saw the two gatekeepers, they were wearing torn clothes. No. If the Yashoda Mata is wearing torn clothes, no. They're extremely opulent. All Aishwarya is there. Then Shruta, learning, don't know anything. And all the knowledge is manifest naturally to them. And beauty, stunningly beautiful. Now I'm just saying Vishnu Duta. Now look at it. The Lord himself is sitting in front of Kapila. Kapila is sitting in front of Devahuti. She knows what is to be proud of. So she is thrown away the pride of these material things, and she is seeing the real personality of Godhead, and Namanta Eva. Very humbly she is hearing. So therefore, she could get spiritual knowledge. Jnane prayasa udapasya namanta eva. Give up the so-called pride of all this. Therefore, there is one very nice statement. That's a mode of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. He said, you are so wonderful. So personal, yeah. And you are so knowledgeable. Yeah, I am so knowledgeable. Because people in Kali Yuga are very proud of their silly achievements. And then you are so, you are so pious, you are so religious. Yes, I am very pious. Even though he's doing nothing, very pious, he feels proud of his religiosity. Wonderful. So the person feels very happy. Then what do you want? I request you to forget everything and accept the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This has to be the mode. But let us look at the fact, actually, we know nothing, we have nothing. So let us be humble. And here, Jnane Prayas Udapasya Namant Eva, become humble. And then we can receive spiritual knowledge. We have a tendency to speculate. Don't do that. Very humbly hear the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Devahuti hearing the message of Kardama Muni, or as Arjuna heard the message from Krishna, or as Vidura heard the message from Maitreya. The whole thing is disciplic succession. Message is coming down from authority, and we just have to submissively receive it. And that's where the mercy lies. In fact, we all started our spiritual life because by some good fortune, we heard one devotee submissively. That is how, है ना? Maybe for whatever reason. पता नहीं किस कारण से, कुछ कारण था शायद. Because even to develop that faith, see, you cannot hear submissively unless you have faith. But even to develop that faith, somehow you had that faith. Somehow you got that faith. Because of maybe a previous lives, because of good association of devotees, by their association, by seeing their character, by seeing their behavior, person feel impressed, है ना? In this world, what happens is that we submissively hear to so many personalities who have material achievements. So we do not get Bhakti Lata Bija, we get Karma Jnana Bija. That is what happened to all of us, unfortunately. We wanted to become something in this world. Why? Because we heard to some uncle, some teacher, some person on the media who is very successful. Janma Sharya Shutashi, he was successful in achieving these things and very proud of this achievement. He's speaking some nonsense. Correct? Nowadays, what happens in the world? There is somebody who made hundreds, thousands of crores. People go and listen to him submissively. As explaining 2 days ago, Ravana also got Sita, but that is not the blessing of the Lord. So just having money is not the blessing of the Lord. Because you may not have got Lakshmi, you got duplicate Lakshmi. Unless the Lakshmi is used in the service of the Lord, it is not Lakshmi. It is duplicate Lakshmi and it will kill you. Like Ravana got duplicate Lakshmi, which killed him. So money may not be a blessing. Money can be a curse also. If the money is making you proud, it's a curse. If the money is used humbly in the service of Krishna, then it is Lakshmi. So I'm just saying that some people who are successful in some way, Sharaishwarya, little they got of it, they become very proud. And then people go and interview them. This is called the success story. And people interview them and fools hear them. We used to hear competition success review in our childhood. People have become successful, got IS post and this thing. We used to hear. And from their submissive hearing, we get karma jnana bija. I want to become famous. I want to work hard. I want to achieve this. You can do it. Motivation speakers. And we spoil our life. Whole life gone into achieving this, fulfilling this karma jnana bija. Basically, bija means an idea. If you do this, you can get this. True? When you meet somebody and hear about his qualification, oh, so much he achieved, so I can also do this. But in the Vedic times, this was not a criteria for success. Look at it, it's a different civilization. We are not qualified, but in Vedic time, they were pure Brahmanas. You walk into the palace, he doesn't have this opulences at all. He doesn't have any money. He's actually penniless, like Chanakya. But he has other kind of achievements. Other kind of achievement. Like now Vidura was in a palace. He's Yamaraj himself. Just look at it. Janmashwarya Shuta, everything he has. But he's hearing so submissively to Maitreya Muni. How do the senses which make me mad, so material desires which are exhausting my life, how do I get out of that and take to spiritual life? So humbly he's asking. Very humble question he asks. Because he knows what is real success. So society, we do not even know what is success. Let us make a new book, Competition Success. But in spiritual life, there is no competition. Because everybody can get it. Now in society today, If you want to be successful, suppose you become the Prime Minister of India, the other person loses it. Now the election, everybody talking about election. Okay, let us flow with the wind. Okay, so who will become the Chief Minister of Gujarat? Everybody thinking. But if one person becomes, the other person loses. He cannot be the Chief Minister. But spiritual life, there is no competition. We achieve things by blessings of devotees, not by competing with them. By blessing, we achieve by blessing. Not that, oh, I'm so great. No, by blessing. So the devotee develops an attitude of humility. He knows, devotee knows, is not by competing with my son Kapila, I'm going to advance spiritual knowledge. By his blessings, by blessings of the Vaishnavas, I'm going to advance. Even if there is a great opportunity, there is a mention in Bhagavatam that the Dhruva Maharaj were doing tapasya, and also they mentioned that Prithu Maharaj doing tapasya. So anyway, when they're doing tapasya, they saw Vaikuntha Vimana come. When the Vaikuntha Vimana came, imagine all the sages that Hare, Vaikuntha Vimana has come for you, climb. No, taking blessings of all the Vaishnavas. You're not feeling that I'm so worthy. Please bless me, please bless me. So that's a different attitude. The same way to acquire spiritual knowledge, as you need abdambittam, amanittam. It's a different kind of knowledge, which descends in the heart of a devotee when he humbly approaches the spiritual master. So she has accepted the son of the spiritual master, and just like it is said, it should like empty slate in front. In fact, today education is failing. I don't know how many of you are involved in teaching. It's the most difficult thing to do. Why? There is no training to be humble. And parents also make that mistake. Child comes back home, he makes fun of the teacher, and parents also join in that. They will teacher ki nakal karte hain, they make some chutkala on the teacher, and the parents also laugh. Now, if they do that, then how is he going to sit in the class? Both ways. The children are also proud, so that there is no hearing at all, and the teacher also is not giving any spiritual knowledge. It's teaching only some skills. So both giving and taking, cheater and the cheated, are combined together, and it's in the name of education, it's a farce. In fact, it's so difficult to even enter the classes and teach anything. Sometimes we get opportunity, we get invited to the college, we go. But so difficult in this atmosphere to teach anything, because very principles of humility are lacking. So we try seeing that atmosphere. We tell them sometimes to tell the education qualifications, so that students become little submissive, and then something logic we speak and it come out. We cannot give spiritual knowledge because they lack humility to receive spiritual knowledge. Okay, so we have a lot of things to learn from this shloka. Thank you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.